Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of the Leadership Lens. And today we'll be hosting yet another governor, this time from the Faculty of Engineering, which hosts the five courses of engineering, that is biosystems, geospatial, mechanical, electrical, and biosystems engineering. And so with me today on set is Micheal Soy, who has been the sitting governor since last year, March 2022, right?
Yes, my name is Micheal Soy, the current governor, Faculty of Engineering, a fourth-year student in geospatial and space technology.
What do you think has been your greatest learning in this position as governor, highest position you're able to occupy in your faculty, that has stood out for you compared to the other positions?
The highest learning opportunity that I've gotten is when I got into this university, I thought when you become a student leader, you are supposed to be rubbing shoulders with the administration and fighting up and down. But after having engagements with the leadership of both the faculty and the generally, I understood that being a leader and a student leader, it's an avenue whereby you can come to the table and discuss the various issues affecting the students and then hear what the other side has to say and then amicably try to come up with the solutions.
Amicable. That is, has been a new word in this circles here at the University of Nairobi, because previously student leadership has been back and forth, a lot of rubbing of shoulders. But now that you have done it successfully, we hope, do you think it's a better approach, and how much have you been able to achieve that way?
After now we've got into office as a student leader, we've tried to understand how can we make the students at the university be comfortable to run. And then ensure that the students who enrolled in the University of Nairobi completes their studies in time. If it's 4 years, exactly 4 years. Before I joined this university, one could say, why are you joining University of Nairobi? It will take you 10 years to complete a 4-year course. And we were afraid at that time. And it's a time now that we come in and try to find solutions to why are we taking 10 years to complete a 4-year course. That is why it's the right approach to get the solutions to what we need as students, and then hear also from the other side.
What else would you count as your successes or things you have been able to achieve during your tenure?
We managed to organize a few events in the faculty, that is the first year orientation, victory bash when we won the elections, then talent search in the faculty. Then in the coming week, we are organizing cultural week for the students also from the faculty, which these are things which never happened in the past. Then we've also ensured that we've given the students bursaries, that is the needy students, and distributed them equally to those who deserved, not necessarily wanting to give to students perhaps who supported us in the elections.
What is the source of these bursaries we're talking about?
So when you came, or when I came to the University of Nairobi, in the admission, you'll find that you normally pay 500 shillings and others pay 1,000 bob for the association, say University of Nairobi Students Association. So these monies are the one used to run the activities of the association, and part of the monies that go towards the activities are directed towards issuance of bursaries for needy students.
Let's shift gears now to the challenges. Then what has been the most difficult thing?
What has been
the most difficult part of being governor?
At times there has been delay in disbursement of funds from the council level, and then not really good working relationship between the faculty, that is the governors, and the council. And then
that is said for you or for all governors?
For across. Because, you know, as I also double up as the organizing secretary to the Council of Governors. Yes.
When you say not so good relationship, what do you attribute that to? The not good relationship between the COG and the council?
The council has a way of running the activities. If you are the president of the council, there is a way in which you can want things to run. As a governor at the faculty level, there is a way in which I would like to do the activities. So it calls for us having a sit down to be able to discuss how do we move forward in this. And perhaps looking for areas of overlap wasn't really the main concern of what we had to do, which in my view, I think that is the part which we could have really started on well, and we never had that. So I never got to understand the vision, or you never got to communicate the vision where you stand to me, so that I can read from the same script from you. And then I never fell down from heaven to read your mind.
In terms of looking forward, even as you leave office, would there be any projects which you began or anything you started which you look forward to seeing continue as you end your tenure?
Before I started even vying for the gubernatorial seat, I was working closely with ESA to ensure there is formation of Engineers Without Borders University of Nairobi chapter. And I happened to be the Secretary General to that organization. And it has really been building up. There's a lot that needs to be done. So I can't say that is a project that I started even way before I got to office. So I would love to see the caliber of leaders that are getting to come after me, that they support this and it really grows to become something big like Engineering Students Association.
What do you think 1 year later you wish you knew as you were starting?
There has been many flaws from myself, many mistakes that I've done and tried to correct them. So it needs an introspective look into that.
As we introspect, tell us about the mistakes.
The mistake that I did is it came to before when I got to the office, I felt I'm the man on top of the hill and I've made it all. And I can be pulling shots here and there to ensure everything is done. But after serving and interacting with people, I came to understand that this is a point where I've been placed to serve people and to be able to hear from them, get a feedback from them, then execute. And then tell them also my mind that I don't have a monopoly of knowledge. Then the other thing was also having to listen into the views of other people from other faculties and from the professional bodies of how they want things to be run. At first I thought it should be me talking to them, but later on I came to understand and appreciate that they also have something, and that is why they are in that position. Then even the student himself who doesn't have a role or a position, they have a thought and insight of how things should be done.
While we're still in that whole place of retrospect, are there any promises that you could have made while vying that you have not been able to achieve so far?
Yes, there are some. For example, when I was campaigning, I really wanted to do a Mr. and Mrs. Faculty of Engineering contest. That is a show of some sort. But I wasn't able to do that because it needs a lot of logistics to plan. So I failed big time on that because I never understood the nitty-gritties of the way the association ran before, when I was making the promise, and how I could realize that. And when I got to office, it really became difficult for us to do. So that's a big failure on my end. And perhaps the students in the faculty haven't understood why we fail. I'm not trying to justify, because as a leader I had to make them. I'm looking into ways in which how can I help the incoming government to be able to deliver the things that they promise, and as they promise, because they're in the electioneering period, I can tell them this is possible in this particular manner. You can tap into this to ensure this happens, so that they will not fail as I have failed.
Other than that, are there other tips you would give to those who are aspiring as governors?
Yeah, if you're aspiring to be a student leader, it's important to understand and to note that you are a student at the University of Nairobi. What brought you to the university is education, and student leadership is something to add up on, so I can call it an icing on the cake. When also they'll be making those promises to the students, they ought to be realistic, so that they will not become frustrated by themselves and the promises, because it really haunts you at the personal level that you promise this and you aren't able to fulfill, not because of your own fault, but because there are other systems that are in place that they can't enable you to accomplish what you promised.
Probably just a parting shot.
As University of Nairobi, both administration and the students, we all aim to have one common goal, that is to impact the society in a positive manner by developing holistic students at the end of their tenure in school. The experience that they have gained that knowledge, and there is nobody who is against the other person. It's just all of us to come to the table and discuss, know where we're coming from, then look for areas of overlap and agree on the policy.
Now, to the last part of this program, which we don't tell you in advance.
Yes.
Our students know you as the governor, but we would want them to know as well that you are one of them still.
Yes.
And so, one, drop us a fun fact about yourself, and then think of a move. Think of a move. We'll give you the groove, and then you'll take the dance floor away. Let's start with the fun fact.
The fun fact, one thing students should know about me.
It had better be fun. Or
Is it
interesting.
fun?
Or interesting.
It's interesting. I never meant to study engineering in the University of Nairobi.
Faculty of Engineering, your governor is a stray. What did you want to do?
I always wanted to study law
Uh-huh.
in the Faculty of Law, and specifically University of Nairobi. But I never got that chance to do that because I was misinformed. I never had the right information.
Okay, so will you pursue that ambition still?
It's still alive and kicking, and if God allows us, September 2024, we'll be first year, starting the journey afresh.
Wow. We wish you all the best
Yes.
in that.
And it holds my anchor holds, blow your wildest then, oh girl, on my back, so small and frail, by His grace I shall not fail. For my anchor holds it firmly, holds my anchor holds.
Lovely. Okay, now to you, our esteemed viewer, that has been the outgoing governor of the Faculty of Engineering, Micheal Soi. I believe his insights and his comments have been useful to you, both in your judgment and your analysis of the previous leadership, and as you seek to make better decisions moving forward. We will be having yet another leader tomorrow, so stay with us and continue to speak to us. Leave your comments to us on all our social media platforms at UNC TV. Until next time, I have been your host, Emma Jaber.